Hello friends, welcome to my channel for Flutter, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. In this video friends, we are going to find the difference between two list constructors given by the Dart team. That first is the list of and the second is from. So guys, we generally use these constructors. They are used for creating another copy of list from the original list. Suppose here we have numbers, then we are creating two separate list of list from the from using of and the from constructor consecutively. So what's the difference between two? If I print the another list, I print the things, and I check that both are giving the same list with the same elements. So why the Dart team decided to have two different constructors from the same work? So what's the difference? The difference lies in I found out some points. Let me share with you. Suppose the number list has all the numbers items. So if I try to add here a string item, suppose I added a, so I can check that when I added a, the list of constructor start giving me error. That's it's not a number type. It's expecting a number type, but in the list original list we have a string type as well. So here off is giving us an error, but the from is not giving us. So off is little more type safe. You can catch the error at the compile time. Don't have to run the code, then your application crashes, then you know that it was mistake. So using off, if you know in advance what's the data type, you can use off, right? So but from is not giving us. Why it's not giving us? It doesn't mean it's not giving us as it's doing things correct. It will crash at runtime. So if I try to run this, suppose I can check that it's expecting int, but also expecting this one from. But I try to run, it will crash at runtime. But off can analyze at compile time. So it saves you from getting your app crash at runtime. So this is one of the reason of using app. So as we can see that from is useless. So what's the use of it? So let's check out the use of the from. There is a very good use of from. It's not under undervalue of constructor. It's quite helpful when you deal with the rest kind of things. So the one application I could find using from is it helps the downcast a list. So your from constructor can help you downcasting the list. So generally what happens, we deal with the rest kind of data. That's a JSON kind of data that so here we get a dynamic list. That's a kind of JSON list. So in advance we don't know about the list. It's a dynamic. We all the fields can be string or whatever, right? But using from constructor, we can downcast to the or data type that we can tell the, the the framework that our data type is a kind of list. That's a kind of map. The first element of map is a string, and the second uh, element of the map is a dynamic. So here you can check that using just a generic sorry a typing notation, we are just downcasting the list dynamic list from the list of map, in which the first element is a string and the second element is dynamic. So from is doing its well. So here we can't use the off. If try to use the off, it will give us error. So nothing is waste in the dot. They have planned everything where you have to use off, where you have to use from. So you have to use from downcasting from the list that you don't know the type, like receiving the list from rest call JSON whatever, right? So if you know in advance what's your type, you can use the off. If you don't know the type, you can use a from, and then you can downcast it. Okay, so please subscribe, not subscribe. That's for today. Thank you.